All right, so today I want to talk about a trade setup that I'm about 90% done with as far as vetting it to see if it is something that I want to trade. The reason why I like it a lot is because it piggybacks off of my five-way move that I use, and it can be extremely profitable. But I just have a couple more things to check out. But I want to share with you all today because it is a very interesting trade. It's not going to replace the way I currently trade right now. Basically, what I do is you see down here the MACD. When you get a bunch of red bars and it goes to green and price is above, closes above the 250-day moving average, which is this one right there, you just go long, look for the retracement, go and hit the target. We'll talk about that another time. I can't remember if I made a video a couple weeks ago regarding that one. Real simple trade, but this is one I'm actually really excited about that I'm fixing to talk about. So a problem I always had when I did trade this way, the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when price would hit this target area up here, which is just the 1.416 to 1.618 area right there, I always struggled of when to either short it when I was looking to go short or buy when I was looking to go long, say it was going down. And sometimes it worked out great. You get a retracement right on a level and you go down. So I tried a bunch of different ways trying to figure out how to figure it out. And to be honest, I could never totally figure it out. And I got tired of the big drawdowns each way. And so I decided to look for something else, and that's why I came up with the MACD retracement trade, which is doing really well. I really like. But now this one could stand to be even more profitable than that one. So one thing I wanted to do is keep on using the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move that I use, but figure out how to trade off that. So I think I've figured it out. So I'm going to give you a couple examples here and show when it works out perfectly. It's awesome. There's still a couple question marks I have, because the biggest thing about it is you have to make sure, or I have to make sure, that I drew those five wave moves right. So starting off with this one right there, see the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all you do once you get that thing set up right there, price comes hit the target box, and then that would have been the exit area that the move's complete. Well, all you do before that is you just take the high of wave 1, the high of wave 3, and the low, well, I guess not high of wave 3, but just wave 3 down there to wave 4 right there. And so what we're using right here, this is the Schiff Pitchfork. And so you see the levels I have. I just have 0.5 and the 1.618. This is really the key one right there, the 1.618, the purple lines. That's really where we're looking at right there. So what you do for that is when price goes up there and hits that, you draw that on there, and then you're looking for price to come and close the other way. So as you can see, price came and closed the other way, and then for the exit we're looking for two things to happen, or at least one of two things to happen. The first is price can continue to move down. Once it hits the previous low from that five-way move, then this one is complete, and that's just said and done. The other one that I look for, this is one I look for. I'm not looking to trade it off of it coming down and going down to that low. I'm looking for the retracement. That's the way I trade my trades, look for the retracement. So when it closed below right there, I would take that high to that low and then look for a retracement back up there. Let me take that off there and make it a little clear. It never did come over there and hit that, so that's a horrible example for that one. But the one example I did show, it is complete because it did come down and take out the start of that five-way move right there. So that one's done. Now, here is one that actually, and we're looking at the E-mini Russells right here. Here is one that actually just got completed, and this is what I want to show you right here. So first, let's take off this one right here. And I'm glad we both had both these, because those are the two ways, or actually, excuse me, there's three ways for this thing to exit. And we'll talk about that third one here in just a second. But the second one in a perfect world is this one right here. So what we have right here, another five-way move. Let's take the Schiff Pitchfork off. So we have the 0, 1, 2, and then we have a higher high right there, 3, there's the 4, the pullback, and then all the way up here to 5, come down and complete that five-way move right there. So the reason why this one isn't wave 2, or excuse me, wave 3, is because price comes down and breaks into wave 1 right there. So that's what you can't have. So you have to make a new high, come back, get that pullback, and there we go. So we take the wave 1, wave 3, and then wave 1.4 right there. So price, there's the high, price came back down. Okay, it closed below the Schiff Pitchfork right there. So this is when we start looking for it. Take the high from the 5 wave all the way down to the low from that move, and there we go. There we have it. So you see price closed below the Schiff, and I'll go ahead and move that off of there. And so then we have the high, we have the low. So we're looking for is price to come back to retrace. You can see obviously it didn't come back down like that, or didn't keep going down like the last one did and take out that low right there. We had a retracement. Price comes up, hits between the 38% and 50% Fibonacci retracement line, and then comes back down, hits the target, the 1.416. So that right there is pretty much a picture perfect retracement trade based upon that setup right there. And then lastly, for the third one, we're going to switch on over to the Dow Jones for a couple examples right here. So this is a tricky one. Again, this is still things I'm vetting up right there. You see price came down right here, but never closed below the Schiff Pitchfork. So when I was trading it, this isn't, I don't know if I want to change it up to where if it just breaks the Schiff Pitchfork or it closes below it. That's how I'm at about the 90% of this being ready right now. I just need to get a couple more examples to see how much, or a bunch more examples while I continue to trade this, because if it was, just take that high to that low right there. Price came back up, never broke that last high, which would change where the exit is for it, and then came back down here and finished that. But if it isn't what I'm, sorry, computer's freezing up. But if it isn't, then we continue to take that high, and then we just keep on dragging that low and wait for that pullback and look for down to that target. Now, not every time when price pulls back up, does it, or excuse me, when it pulls back up right there, does it come down and hit the, does it come down and hit the 1.416 level? Let's go to this one over here, and see, this is the key. I have to draw these 5-wave moves perfectly, or otherwise this thing is dead on arrival and I'm screwed. So using this setup right here, this is a really weird one. This one, I'm just looking at this one. You have the 0, there's the lower low, there's the 1, there's the 2 pullback. This one makes actually a double bottom right there, so that's good enough. There's the high, the 2. Then we have a breakdown over here. And it looks like this one was going to be somewhere at the 3, 4, 5, but it never made a retrace back up. Came back, broke into the 1 wave, so we can't use that as the 3rd wave move right there. Price comes down, hits the 3. There's the 4, comes back, hits the 5. So there we go. So there we have the 1, 3, and 4 for the Schiff Pitchfork. So with that one said right there, go ahead and take that off of there real quick. What we're looking for is price to come back up. There it goes. It broke the Schiff Pitchfork area. So we're either looking for price to come for a pullback, or looking for price to continue up and take out that high right there. Well, obviously it didn't. Let me zoom out a little bit. It totally dropped off. So no big deal, because I want to show you the third thing we look for in this one right here. So we use the low. There's the low from that move. That's the 5th point right there. There is the high. Let's go ahead and get rid of that thing. There's the high. So you can see price came back after it broke out of here. There's the high. Price came back, hit the 38, which gets it. So we're looking for the move continuation back up. 1.416. Never came back up. In fact, price just totally drops out right here. Totally drops out. And also, let's make that a little bit smaller. Let's get rid of, don't want to get rid of that one. Yeah, get rid of that one as well. Just jamming things up. So there's the 5. Price comes back up. Now it totally knocks it out on the south end right here. So once price breaks the 0 line right here from this low to that high, where we were looking for the retracement to come back somewhere here, and then go up and hit there. Now obviously that did not happen. So when price comes down and breaks that 0 line right there, then we change what exit we're looking for. And the exit we're looking for right here is the 50% level, which is going to be that bottom of that, or the bottom grid line right there at around 32,798. So we start looking for that, and we can see price had a big drop all the way down to the 2.618 Fibonacci extension level, came down, made it low, looked like it was bottom was totally going to drop out of the afternoon session. It didn't. It was just a fake low right there, and then has continued to move up a lot ever since. So the target area we're looking for from this trade right here is around 32,800 for that. And this is another reason why I'm just drawing as many of these as I can and looking to see what happens to, because if I do find one that does not work out, and I'm sure I drew the fifth wave move correctly, and as far as I have, especially the points 2, 3, and 4, I have the Schiff Pitchfork lined up correctly and doesn't come back work, then I'm going to trash it. But so far, I have not seen that happen to it. So for this trade setup, we're looking for a 32.80 to come back. I just want to show you two more here real quick. Here's one drawn right here, so we'll just put the Schiff Pitchfork on it. 3, 4. See, price came back down. That's just finishing up on the move right there. Broke down below it, came back up, hit that, and then went down and reached its target. Let me just show you what it looked like with the Fibonacci extension level on there. See, price came back down, hit back up right there, just above the 50%, came down and hit that target nicely at the 1.416. And then for this one right here, this one actually just got completed. Or no, excuse me, that was the one I just showed here a little bit, just deciding what I want to do. If I wanted to make the rule for myself, if it closes below the Schiff Pitchfork line, or if it just pierces it. So that's another consideration I am looking at. So yeah, so that's that. A lot of movement here in the Dow Jones futures. Another thing I'm looking for the Dow Jones is for eventually price to come back down to 32,092. So I guess my prediction based upon these setups is I would look for price first, come back up to at least 32,800, then have a sell-off, and of course it can go higher than that, and then have a sell-off all the way down to at least right there. Let me take that off of there. All the way down to, let me go to the 15-minute chart as well, all the way down to about 32,092 based upon that. So price didn't come up and hit the that 32, I delete that off there, but I think it was 32,800 right up there. Hit that from that move, from that 50% level. Let me go put that back on there. That just deleted. There you go. So if price didn't come back and hit that, yeah, around 32,800, then I will think about scrapping this trade setup. But that's what I'm looking for based upon that, and then another one that I'm looking for, which I'll talk about another time. So yeah, that's about that here in the SP 500. Here's a couple more that I'm watching, a couple more that never got fulfilled. You can see price broke just above this one right here at this for the Schiff Pitchfork. So I'm looking for price to come back down at least to right here, 39.18. If there is going to be continuation, then I'm looking for it at least price to come up here to around 39.54, which would start another one that we're looking for if there's going to be a continuation move back up. So I guess a little market analysis. I'm looking for maybe a little bit more move down before we get a pullback back up based upon these setups for the SP 500 and the Dow Jones. And then moving on, let me just show you what it looks like for the S&P 500, the long term. So starting way back here when we had the financial crisis back in March. There you have the 0, 1, 2, 3. This is when we had the COVID sell-off right here. 4 and then 5. Price finally hit that target right up there. So if this setup, that one we're looking at right here, if it does vet out, and that's what it does work, every single time, and the 5-way moves are drawn correctly, then what we'd be looking at is we would be looking for a pretty sharp sell-off. And depending on how long it took, or how long it goes up, and then how long it comes down, breaking below this Schiff Pitchfork line down here, probably around the 2000s, maybe in the 1800s, or it could be a whole lot longer depending on how much longer it goes up and takes for it to get off. So probably in a perfect world, it would be, as far as the market just not totally cratering, price breaks just below it. We put that up there, right, that down there. Price retraces back up here. to about 26.82 around there, and then price moves on back down to just above 1600, and then it shoots back up to do it. But yeah, so if this trade setup is accurate and does work out, that's, you know, the unfortunate news we have back down there, which would push the lows right, well, I guess right around when is this? Oh yeah, these are lows. How was that during the 2 elections ago? Yeah, I think that was it during 2 elections, right around there, 2 elections ago. Anyways, can't remember, rambling now. But anyways, just want to show you that. Take care. Have a good one. Thanks. Bye.